Blacklist, Hunter here, and today we're going to talk about the most epic moment in Hunter x Hunter. You know, each person has his own preferences and tastes, and of course this is my own personal opinion. Hunter x Hunter is a series which is full of great moments because it's such a well written and unique show. You have great moments like Gon vs Hisoka, Kurapika vs Uvogin, Killua's transformation, Gon ending Pitou, and many others. However, the one that is on top of my list is Dragon Dive, the moment Netero and Zeno make their epic entrance above the palace, which is totally badass and beyond cool. The whole scene is adapted so incredibly well in the anime, but even in the manga, which we are going to focus on, is so beautifully well done. Pitou was standing outside the palace and keeping the end below the floor that the king was on, and Pitou's sense and instincts were so sharp that she felt something high up in the sky, so that's why she began focusing on the starry night sky. In just a few seconds, Pitou's suspicion turned to certainty that something was coming from above, and the narrator states that even though Pitou's senses were extremely sharp, Netero and Zeno were still way above, too far for Pitou's senses to detect anything. Next, we saw Pitou charge up all her aura, basically turning into combat mode to prepare for what's coming. We have to note that it stated that this aura that was coming from above was so intense, powerful, and threatening that Pitou switched all her end towards the sky. During this moment was when the palace hunters were counting down in order to start the assault. Gon and everyone else were ready for battle. Next, we see this aura dragon, which surprised both Pitou and Poof. And I gotta say, bro, Zeno emitting this incredible amount of aura and basically transmuting it to look like a whole dragon shining so bright shows what the legendary tier of Nen user Zeno actually is. Then on top of this aura dragon, we see the legends Yin and Yang, two old friends, two top tier Nen users, old warriors preparing to fight these monsters. And when I first watched this scene before reading it on the manga, I was so excited to see them and was actually so happy to see these two strong Nen users who came to help to actually defeat these Nen anomalies such as the royal guards and the king. And you gotta admit that Netero and Zeno possibly made the greatest entrance known to shonen manga. Without fear, they strike from above, looking like two whole legends. Well, so far most of the work was done by Zeno, as it was his aura dragon that came into contact with Pitou's end. And it stated that when the dragon came into contact with Pitou's aura, both parties, meaning Zeno and Pitou, were estimating each other's capabilities. Furthermore, proving that Zeno is a legendary Nen user, showing no fear when Pitou's aura is so evil that it can make any Nen user break, at least most of them. Now, the most epic moment of course is when as soon as Pitou went into full battle mode, Zeno broke the aura dragon into a multitude of smaller dragons and made them rain down upon the whole palace. Even Poof was screaming, "Oh, for the king." This is the epic moment right here when Zeno actually says Dragon Dive, and frankly it looks marvelous and pretty outstanding. The way Zeno said Dragon Dive, the way that he was raining aura dragons upon the whole territory, it was frankly too cool, extremely cool. It actually sends shivers down your spine when you watch it or read it for the first time. Both Netero and Zeno then shut off their aura, hiding among the dragons, leaving Pitou all confused. When Pitou's senses reached a new height and she found Netero standing there like a whole Nen boss, she deemed Netero a far greater threat than a rain of dragons. Togashi is a genius, bro. He's a whole genius. I love this series, man. As soon as Pitou activated Therapy Score, our boy Netero straight up did the prayer motion and said that he anticipated several offensive and defensive patterns and that basically Pitou did a rookie mistake by attacking him head on. We then get Zeno talking about Netero in a flashback and what his greatest weapon is, meaning that in battle he has a 100 type Guanin Bodhisattva. Netero's movements were so clean and fluid that everything took place in less than 0.1 seconds. We know that Netero is a top Nen user, and the way he did the prayer motion and straight up telling Pitou she did a bad move, Pitou almost couldn't even capture Netero's movements or couldn't even follow them. It was only done so by infinitely compressing her awareness, and Netero's attack, as stated by the narrator, was so swift it was unavoidable. This whole scene we talked about, I loved it so much. I always time to time go back and watch it again just for the thrill. The way two legends descended from the night sky on top of an aura dragon, furthermore shattering the aura dragons into hundreds of smaller aura dragons, encompassing the whole area, doing small but compact damage. It was incredibly cool the way they made their entrance. The whole scene was incredibly well done. It's so beautiful, and this is all I want to say. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy these types of videos, consider checking out my other Hunter x Hunter content, and let's reach 1000 subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video.